Hello crafty friends, this is the Papered Chef here. In today's video, I'm going to share projects I create using the Flowering Cactus product medley. It's part of our 2021 January to June mini catalog by Stampin' Up. A product medley includes dies, designer series paper, embellishments like your twine and like your felt embellishments, and a stamp set. Okay, so here's what it looks like in our catalog. I have not opened mine yet. I've only opened the refill, which I did during the unboxing of new catalog products. So I haven't actually opened this yet, but I'm excited to open this up and to show you what it looks like. Then I'm going to go off, after I do this unboxing with you, I'm going to go off and make projects. I'm not sure how many, but it'll be in the title of the video when I figure it out. In the past, when I've tried to use up every piece of paper from the product medley, it was just too much. There were 48 sheets. So what I'll do is I'll try to use maybe half the paper, half the embellishments, just to give you a good sampling of what you can make with this kit. Okay, and then you'll have an idea, and you'll hopefully be inspired. So if you buy this product medley, you'll have some ideas of what to do with it. So let's first do the stamps and dies. I'm going to open the dies. So, and we'll see if they fit with our mini machine when I come back on for the second part of this video. Okay, we're going to open this up. All right. They are called Flowering Cactus dies. Great name. Oh, I like that. Look at the texture on this one. It does some embossing. So the steel lines would be the cutting, and that does some embossing. So that's going to be fantastic. And I know these coordinate with the designer series paper, which I've already seen. And these coordinate with the stamps. So you see how that works? These dies are going to coordinate with the stamps. Awesome. So let's open up the stamps and see what kind of stamp set. It's a photopolymer stamp set. Okay, and everything's the size you see it on the screen. And here are your sentiments. I love how our friendship has grown. You can use that with any nature plants and flowers. That'll be a nice sentiment to have. You are a rare find, my dear friend. Nice. Life can get kind of prickly. Oh boy, is that not appropriate for this year. I think I'm going to use that sentiment the most. Happy looks good on you. I like that too. That's fun. I'm always here for you. Hope your birthday is filled with beautiful things. Well, all of these sentiments are a home run in my book. All right, so that's good. We'll leave that there. Now we're going to open up this. Now, so just so you know, I have to actually get the prices right because this is all new to me too. Okay, so when you get a product medley like this, you would only buy the product medley once, and that is $70. That's everything I'm showing you. Okay, then you would buy, and of course, if you have an order over $150, you would get 10% rewards. So that's a good time to put this in your order. You also get a celebration item, a free item for each $50 you spend. So right now, from now until February 28th. So maybe you have a $150 order, you get 3 free celebration items, 10% rewards. It's a win-win. So this is a good thing to put in that kind of order. But you can get a refill for this. Now, if you get a refill, that's this. I've already showed the refill in my unboxing. That would be this whole part is what you get when you, for $36, you get this refill. So you get the 48 sheets of designer series paper, all of these felt embellishments, which there's a lot of them, and some twine. Okay, so that's good. Let's see what else. 48 sheets. Yeah, die cut felt sheets. All right, so that's good. We're going to open up these felt embellishments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8 sheets of felt embellishments. We'll pop out a couple of these so you can see what they look like. And we will go over the coordinating colors so I can make sure these are right. I know one of them is Calypso Coral, and I'm thinking the other's Highland Heather, but just to make sure. So yes, Calypso Coral, Highland Heather, Mint Macron, Mossy Meadow, Pear Pizzazz, and White. So this will be Highland Heather. Let's pop a couple of these out. So you get little flower felt stitched embellishments. 8 sheets of those, which is fantastic. Great embellishments. Okay, we'll put a couple there like that, and then you get same kind of embellishments. Now these, when I had used these already for the paper pumpkin kit, very comfortable. The little bears hold these in their hands really well. I mean, this looks like, and someone said, hey, that looks like a little bridesmaid when the bear was holding these little flowers. Okay, so fantastic. This paper is nice. And the twine, of course, is linen. This is linen thread twine. So it's like you get 2 packs of this, so full packs. This looks like your crumb cake or just your linen thread. And then this one is Calypso Coral. Okay, I already have one of those open, so I've used a lot of it. Mine's all tangled up, but you see what I mean. I've used a lot of it because I've been using it with my last paper pumpkin kit because it was one of the coordinating colors. And it might not be last by the time I do the rest of this film, but it was the December, just so you know, the December paper pumpkin kit where I was using some projects that had that color in it. All right. But I mean, it's already January now when I'm filming the beginning of this video, so I'm not sure when I'm going to get to the second part of this video. So we have 48 sheets of designer series paper, all cut 6 by 6. So they're double-sided designer series paper. So that would be the other side. So all you need to do is if you cut this out with the die, then you already have an instant cactus just because of this great pattern on this side. So there's your pear pizzazz color sort of coming through, right? You know, and I can see your mossy meadow, the darker one. The lighter green is pear pizzazz. Now these, when I opened these before when I had only opened the refill, I noticed with these sheets that they go along with the dies. So let's pull out the dies and show you that. See, or I don't know if it goes with all, yeah, this one here, like that. So I think I'm just going to try to die cut a couple of these sheets of designer series paper at once using this die. So cute. So 2 of the dies. Let's see if this die works too. Maybe this will work on the flower. Yes, it does. Oh, how nice. Bonus. Let's see if this works on the small flower. This looks like the pair of flowers. Let's see. Okay, this one doesn't. Maybe it does if I turn it around. Nope, but it's okay because it works with the stamp set, see? And it might. I mean, I just can play around somewhere. It looks like it fits with. Maybe it goes with this one. It's like putting a little puzzle together, yes. Okay, so that goes with that stamp. And yeah, so we're happy with these dies. Great stuff, great stuff. I'll be cutting those out soon. Now on the other side of this paper, let's get the other side of this paper, here's pattern 2. Another nice cactus pattern. Okay. And you get, like, again, 8 sheets of each. And here's another one. This is the Highland Heather flowers. Let's see if the die possibly works on that. Always curious. I mean, you know that's too small, but that's okay. Just checking. It's my first time checking out those dies. And the other side of that, oh, this is fun. I have this llama set, and it's a retired set, but it just reminds me of that. It gives like fun. You can do fun stuff with the fiesta and the cactus and the llamas. Okay, another piece of paper. Beautiful pattern. I can see the mint macaron and the pear pizzazz in this paper. And we'll flip that over. Oh, how colorful and fun. Let's see if the dies coordinate. Well, you don't need to. You don't need the dies to coordinate. It's just a nice busy pattern. I'm picturing this one for a diaper fold. Whenever you have small patterns, it makes really good diaper folds. Treat pouches. And you could do the sometimes life's a little prickly on those and just give people some chocolate to handle the prickliness of life. Did I turn that one over? Yes, I had turned that one over. Just making sure. All right, then this one, I like this little pattern too. I like how, you know, this is good for Valentine's Day because the cactus are shaped like hearts. And there's the other side of that. Again, just die cut those out. Instant cactus. Cacti. Is it cacti? Singular? All right, there we go. Calypso coral flowers in different shades. I like that. And the back. Nice, again, nice prickly images. And this would be good with the ice cream builder punch, which I happen to have sitting right here. So check this out. You could do the whole, let's go ahead and punch that out. Punch an ice cream cone out, because you could say something about sprinkles on top. Yep. That would make a nice ice cream cone topper. It already looks like sprinkles. I think I'm going to do that too. There goes one of my alternative projects. We know we're going to do something with that. All right, so I think that's all for the kit. Now, so I've unboxed it. Now I'm going to go ahead and make projects. I'll come back in part 2. You're going to get to see what I made. Hopefully you'll be inspired. Crafty friends, I'm back. I created 24 projects using the Flowering Cactus product medley. What I would like to do is show you this box here because I'm about to give it away and then I need to come back and film the rest of this video. So I'll show you what's inside these other boxes later, but this box I'm going to be giving away. So these are called Love You Always treat boxes, and I decorated them using the Designer Series paper, Flowering Cactus, all around. And I do have a video, which I recently published on YouTube, on how to cut these pieces precisely using your brother's Scan and Cut. Of course, you can use a paper trimmer as well. So I like that there's slider boxes, and that means that when I put my twine on them, that's great because the twine stays on there. They don't have to untie it. They can reuse the box. This is for a friend who's changing jobs. Life can get kind of prickly. And inside are little mini Tic Tacs, because I was trying to keep with this sort of a green theme, things that had green in it. Lip balm, a Godiva chocolate truffle, a Ghirardelli mint chocolate square, green tea, and then a Kmart gift card. So those are things that you can fit inside these Love You Always treat boxes, and they're food safe. All right, so we'll be back to show you the other 23 of 24 projects very shortly. Thank you. Crafty friends, I'm back. My friend really liked her box that I showed you, and now I would like to show you the other 23 projects I created. They're pretty much all in the view here. I created 5 boxes total. I showed you one. At the end of this video, I'll open up each one and show you these in greater detail. I have 11 cards. Each card is uniquely different. 2 tag treats, which I'll show you in more detail. A decorated clear tiny treat box, and a diaper fold pouch. So those are the 23 projects I created. And I'm just going to go through each one to kind of show you the different sentiments up close, how you can see some extra embellishments I added on there, how I took advantage of the felt embellishments, and I'll tell you if I didn't use the Flowering Cactus stamp set. Most of the time I used the Flowering Cactus stamp set, except for 2 times. And I'm going to grab those stamp sets and show you when I did use a different stamp set. So I hope your birthday is filled with beautiful things. Most of these are blank inside. I put these felt embellishments on with glue. I cut the flowers out either with the dies, or sometimes I use my Scan and Cut, just depending on what would save me more time. I had success with both. I think I saved more time personally by using the Scan and Cut. Personally, that's what I think. Okay, I wanted to show you this die, which I'm going to stop, and after I show you a few cards, I will stop and show you something about this die and another die that come in the set, because that's what I plan. I usually show you some kind of technique or a project, how to make something, but in this case, in this video, I do have my little mini cut and emboss machine, and I do want to show you just how to cut out the dies. And I have a card that I need another cactus for, or a couple elements for, that I'm in the process of making. I really love this die because of all the detail. It's a metal die, and I cut these little stars out of the die as well. And these pieces here are from the Designer Series paper. This card base is Mossy Meadow. See what that one was? That was also Mossy Meadow, because that's one of the coordinating colors. Okay, for this card, I wanted to try something. What I was trying is, one of the swaps I recently received was the swap was like folded over, and I tried it, but then I ended up messing it up. So then I just said, oh, that looks kind of cool. So I cut off the edge because I messed it up when I tried to do a scoring and folding. So then I just sort of left it like blank inside. So I just ended up I cut the Designer Series paper to match it. And I was like, that's kind of came out cool with just a little bit of the white showing. And of course I'd write the message on this part. I wouldn't write the message on the part that's, right there. But I just put a piece of felt there. And life can get kind of prickly is a really fun sentiment. And again, Mossy Meadow. Okay, you're a rare find, my dear friend. This is a piece I'm going to show you how this is die cut. That's a very interesting die cut piece, and I want to show you how that works as well. It makes a really nice cactus element for your cards. It's just a really nice deep metal cut through there. It actually doesn't really cut. It does cut, but it doesn't cut around the edges. That's why I wanted to show that to you. Okay, and again, some felt. Now you're going to notice that on a lot of these cards, I put these little pearls. See, I try to do it in groups of 3. That's how I like to put the little pearl embellishments. Okay, here's some flowers. I used different stitched or different, not just all stitched, but I used different die cut pieces. These come from all different sets. Like this one is from the In Good Taste. It's called like Tasteful Labels dies. But instead of me naming every single die, maybe what I'll do is when I take pictures of these, I haven't done that yet. When I take still pictures of each of my cards, I will list the products I used for each card and the dies I used. Just so you know. So those are just different dies I have. I like to have a whole pile of different dies that I can stamp onto, different die cut pieces, or I use punch shapes. And this one is Mint Macaron. And I you know, again, the little flowers, I stamped this one. This one's from the Designer Series paper, but that's a stamped one. Lots of little pearls going on there. You're a Rare Find. I just love this color cactus from the Designer Series paper, and that one too. This is that Mossy Meadow twine that's in our new mini catalog. I really like this twine. This twine, it's braided. Let's see. Well, I don't have the actual roll with me. I just have pieces of it. It's this braided Mossy Meadow, I think it's called braided linen trim or something like that. But that's what that is. And I frayed it at the ends to make it sort of, you know, 3D, and I, you know, popped it up with dimensionals. So this card here is Pear Pizzazz. Okay, Pear Pizzazz. Let me make room here. So I'm just going to lay my cards out that way I know which ones I've showed you already. Okay, this is that die cut element again. That piece looks like a cactus, and I just really like that die cut element. My tip for that is though to make the strip and then emboss or cut it. I'm sorry, cut the strip first and then run it through the embosser. I'll show you why. I'm going to do it the other way, but just to make your pieces be the exact so that they fit on your card. And I do love the sentiment. Life can get kind of prickly with the little felt embellishments and a little flowering cactus there. I stamped this cactus, this one in Pear Pizzazz, cut it out with the matching or coordinating die, the Pear Pizzazz. And I guess these are mostly just blank inside. Okay, moving along. Here is another variation of the sentiment, and there's that really my favorite cactus, just doing this piece here. I think it really adds to it. I love all the colors and how they coordinate with that Highland Heather and Calypso Coral. I just love these kind of colors that really make this pop, because if it were all just a bunch of greens, it wouldn't pop like it does. Here's how I use the Mossy Meadow again, that Mossy Meadow trim. And this one has some pearls. And for this paper, I thought this was such gorgeous Designer Series paper. I just didn't want to cover it up and you know, block the pattern. So that's why I did it like this. I just put a little strip in the middle, popped up these on dimensionals, this little sentiment, and I didn't want to do much else to it because I said this paper has to shine. And that's Mint Macaron. All right, so before I show you, I have 2 cards that are made with other stamp sets, and I'll get to them in a minute. But let's do this. Let's take out this little mini die cut and emboss machine. Here it is. I'm going to lower the little tray. And when you use the metal dies, you're going to use the base plate. This is plate number 1. It even tells you what to do. Plate number 1, and you're going to use 2 plate number 2s. But one is scratched, so one you're going to use, it's going to go on the bottom. See, it says 2. I turn it over sometimes. I use both sides of it. But bottom line is you're going to use 2 plate number 2s. Okay? And what you do is you want these beveled edges. Of course, you don't want to put them. Don't put your plates through like this, because it'll kind of get stuck in the machine. You want to stagger them, maybe like that. Just stagger them a little, or like that. Just don't put them all in straight, because it will have a hard time catching. So it's more like that. All right, so now let's do it. Let's put this. What I want to do is just show you this is a piece of Mossy Meadow cardstock. And I didn't know this when I tried this die, so that's why I want to show it to you. This one cuts out this cactus that I've been showing you in the cards. Let me find a card with this cactus. So we're going to cut out this cactus in Mossy Meadow. Okay, so we're going to just put that right down and do that. Okay, this one here though, it doesn't cut. The edges don't cut. Well, I should have known. I mean, you can sort of tell. But so I just put it near the edge to start with, like that. Now, I think that it's important, since this is a mini cut and emboss machine and we don't have a magnetic plate for it, maybe we will have a magnetic plate. Things could slip. And I think it's good to put a little piece of painter's tape on there. And you could do it at each end if you want. And you can even do it to this one if you want. Okay, just so it doesn't slip. I'm leaving room because I'm going to run that through twice. And I'm going to put the top plate on. So we have 2 plate number 2s and 1 plate. And I should have said stagger. Oh, I did say stagger it, but it's still getting. Okay, I said stagger it. So you push that in. And then, there you go. Sometimes I have to push with my thumb as well. It's going to feel really tight. And sometimes when you use these little machines, it even makes cracking noises. This one doesn't, but don't worry. It's doing its thing because you want that tension. Okay. So what you have is this beautiful cactus. I just can't believe how awesome this is. And it's just a great card element for any card. This is something you can't do with other kinds of machines. You really need metal dies to get that level of detail. So I just absolutely love this. And I'm going to be making this in all different colors. I did make one in Granny Apple Green, which I'll show you, with my ombre paper. So I just keep my tape, keep using it, move it down like that. And then this one, look what it does. It doesn't cut, it only embosses. So you have a nice card element. Check that out. Isn't that cool? So then you'd move this over, you move the die over, and you just do that. You just sort of line it up. You'll see the line of the rectangle. But I think it would have been easier. What I was saying is that it would have been easier to cut these pieces the size that I need them first, and then do this little embossing to them. Or it's more like cactus stitching. Okay, I'm taping on that end too because I really want that one to be straight. And there we go. I'll put the other plate in there. And this is how. Don't get stuck. I'm stuck on you. Okay, it's going through now. Okay, and the reason I'm showing you this is because I'm going to go back and visit that card to show you how I got this effect. Okay, so here's the piece. How cool that is, and another good cactus to use. All right, so I told you I was in the middle of working on a card and I needed more for it. So here's a card. Well, first let me show you this first. Okay, this is how I got that element. I embossed a piece twice. I cut the piece to go directly across the card. I almost put this sentiment in the middle of this card, but then I really wanted that stitching to show. So that's how I got that effect. Remove the machine. Now I'm going to show you a card I'm in the middle of and a card I've already finished. And I use now this paper. I thought this is really cool. Ridiculously awesome. I won this at my friend Becky's bingo. She had a virtual bingo, like a Zoom bingo. It wasn't really virtual bingo, it was a Zoom bingo. So I just thought I need more cactus on this card. And so this is not even one of the projects that's finished yet. This is I just thought it'd be fun to put some cactus on it. So that's why I cut those out. And I used, the card I'm working on, I used this embossing folder. It's a 3D embossing folder. And I used a bigger emboss machine for this. It's called Old World 3D Paper Embossing Folder. And I embossed a piece of mint macron. And then, of course, I'm going to put this on a mossy meadow, probably. A mossy meadow background. Or, probably a mossy meadow background. Because that's a coordinated color. And that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to put that prickly saying, the setting about. Because, what's going on in the world? I mean, with all the, things going on. And my country, plus with the people being at home. I mean, it's prickly, right? So there, I was gonna put one of these on there. I have to punch the ends of these. I was using a different kind of punch, but I was gonna put that on the front. Okay, let me show you a completed one now, using that sentiment. Okay, because I have 2 more cards to show you. So here is a completed one of what I was showing. What I was saying is here. Life can get kind of prickly, and then I think that really goes well with this statement. Let your faith be bigger than your fear. Okay, so cactus, prickly, scary, right? But let your faith be bigger than your fear. I think we all need to remember that. And I think a lot of people can use a card like this right nowadays. This was designed by Rhonda Wade, a $1 Million Achiever. Or it was she inspired, it was actually the CEO's husband that actually hand lettered this, but it was inspired by her. She came up with the the sentiments or the inspiration for this stamp set. Okay, that's the only one I've used so far. That's the only I just opened the stamp set, and that's the only sentiment I used so far. Okay, so I have that in progress, a card in progress. And lastly, remember I told you when I opened up this kit, I said, wow, this reminds me. And I opened up the paper when I did the unboxing. If you recall at the beginning of this video, I did the unboxing and I said, that looks like an ice cream cone with sprinkles, that paper, this cactus paper. So I got out my ice cream builder punch and I used an embossing folder here called the Tasteful Texture. This is in our annual catalog, as well as this is in our annual catalog available now, along with this Tasteful Texture embossing folder. And I just made an ice cream cone using the designer series paper. And I put thank you with sprinkles on top. But I used coordinating colors for this sweet. Okay? So I used this sweet ice cream. And I'm just showing you that because it lets you think of using the sweets in a different way. Let me grab one. I'm gonna grab one that I made with the ice cream sweet. Let me put my microphone back on. I made this with the ice cream sweet. We have a sweet, an ice cream sweet right now. And we have coordinating papers that go with our, ice cream cones. But you can think, if you take that concept of coordinating colors, you can make ice cream cones in different ways with different kinds of papers. Of course, this one I think could use different kinds of colors of designer series paper. I do like my ice cream one better, but I'm just trying to give you another way of thinking about doing cards. As long as you're using coordinating colors, there's no reason you can't take stamp sets from one suite and use it with another suite. Okay, so anyway, those are my cards. Those are 11 cards. Now let's show you. Well, remember, we're still going to open these boxes. Put those right there. Show you what's treats inside. So let's show you a couple 3D. Here, we'll do the 3D. These items here. These are my, what I call my tag treats. I make these a lot. And I don't know if I have the punch here that I usually use. Yeah, here it is. The punch that I use for these, and they're just in different variations of size. This is the fancy tag topper punch. We also have 2 other tag topper punches that you could use, like the delightful one and the scalloped one. The reason I made this one smaller is because it held the mini Tic Tacs really cute, but it also because that's the scrap of Highland Heather I had. I had a piece of Highland Heather, which is a coordinated color, and I just used the scrap I had, and that's the size treat box I ended up with. And I just had some extra little scraps of paper. And so that's what I ended up with. I really like the sentiment. Happy looks good on you. And I used the twine, the Calypso coral, and the linen thread to tie those up. Same with this one. I used the rectangular postage stamp punch with a little bit of Calypso coral. And the brayer. I sponge brayered the little piece of Whisper White, or it's actually basic white. And I punched it out with the rectangular postage stamp punch. And I put that behind this little cactus that I stamped in Pear Pizzazz, and Happy looks good on you again. And this little flower is from the designer series paper. And again, just mini Tic Tacs inside those. Mossy Meadow for this one. Okay, again, you can use the fancy tag topper punch to make tags. So I made these 4 tags using the fancy tag topper punch, and I used that same technique of using the Calypso coral and the linen thread, except for this one I must have forgot to tie both colors on there. Oh, you know why? I was not planning on using the Calypso coral color in here at first, but now I might, because I've used it for the sentiment. So life can get kind of prickly. So these are tags, or they can be bookmarks. I mean, they're just fun things. Basically, when I give them to people, they tell me that they just sort of stand them up on their desk, or or they're just inspirational. They're inspirational. And it gives, when you share samples and you share the joy of crafting, it inspires others to then use the products that they have to make something fun with their stash. So it's good to just share things. Like, I don't have every product, and that's why I like swapping and sharing, because I get ideas from others when people give me cards that they make and things. So again, Happy looks good on you. And that one, these 2 are, all 4 of these, actually, all 4 of these are mint macaron background. Okay, and then designer series paper, beautiful combination. Life can get kind of prickly. Put some pearls on this one, and life can get kind of prickly. I double layered this one. I die cut out just a piece of Mossy Meadow to give it that shadow effect. I really like that, and I might do that shadow to more of the cactus. I think that's kind of fun. Okay, so now let's open all the boxes. This first box of my 5 boxes, this one, oh, I didn't mean to show you this too. Earlier I was talking about I use the punch for all these sentiments. This is the punch I use for most of the sentiments. Life can get kind of prickly with a 1/2-inch piece of white cardstock. And then you put it in here and you get those 2 different toppers. Okay, that's called Lovely Labels Pick a Punch. Anyway, back to this. So for this one, it's a, let's see if I can pull this off, hopefully without messing up my nice bow that took me a while to make. This is a clear, tiny treat box. I'm just going to stick my bow right there so I don't lose it. Here, we'll stick it like that so I don't lose my bow. It goes good on the box. And you are a rare find, my dear friend. And I use the scan and cut, and I've shown how to create this template in my tutorials. I'll try to find it and link to it to make this box, to make the liner for this box. And I put a bath bomb in it, and I got one that's sort of matching, and it fit perfectly in this box. Okay, and so this liner fits perfectly in the box because it's all scored and cut for me by the scan and cut. Oh, that smells so good. It smells so good when I open up the box. Okay, so just a nice little gift for a care package, a themed care package. Good get well package, and I'm just tucking that under the paper this time, because before I was tucking it on the outside of the paper, and it sort of made the paper get frayed a little bit. All right, so that's that box, and now let's start opening these boxes. This thank you, this is a piece. This thank you was done and so was this cactus, using the ombre, oh so ombre paper, celebration paper. And although it's not a coordinating color, the Granny Apple Green, it's just what I happen to have, and these are the die cuts. The paper was laying there, and I thought I wanted different kinds of cactus and different colors. I didn't have any Pear Pizzazz cardstock at the time, so that's just how I came up with it. I still use the Calypso Coral, which does match. Okay, so for this one, the thank you box. Oh, let me show you around. Let me show you around the box. So I may have mentioned this in this video already, that I did a scan and cut tutorial on how to cut the exact pieces to cover these Love You Always treat boxes. Okay, so for this one has hand sanitizer in it, a nail file with a nail file case. This came from Dollar Tree. I just tried to find things that were green and that matched, that's all. Or that would fit in the box. I also find things that fit in the box. This is a little cactus paper clip. My friend Linda gave me this. Isn't that cool? It's a little cactus paper clip. I'm just putting it in a little bag for protection. And crafters always like little bags. They can put little trinkets in them. And then these are from Hobby Lobby. These are called artist trading cards. They're just little pieces of pre-cut cardstock with a little bit of texture that you can decorate. Just some cardstock. It fit in there. I just thought that was kind of fun. So that's called an artist trading card. Put the little pen back in there and the nail file. And what I like about these boxes is that it slips right over the top. And you don't have to untie your knot, which I really like. Okay, so for this one, I heard it making noise. And so I think that's where my Tic Tacs are. Okay, this again, you just use the different design series papers all around the side. And yeah, there's Tic Tacs in here and chapstick. So I had to fold, I put some little grass in there, and then I folded the chapstick to get it to fit in there, and I put some Tic Tacs in there. Okay, so that just to give you an idea of what fits in these boxes. So that's good. Let's see what's in this little one. A little treat for someone sweet. This is this is from the little treat boxes dies, and oh, I forget the name of the stamp set that came with that, but there was a bundle that we had in our holiday catalog, and that's where I got that sentiment. And I put some grass in there and some Godiva pearls. These are a little piece of heaven. Godiva pearls, candy, okay? And hopefully these don't melt when I put this in the mail. But these fit in there perfectly. Just to see how they fit in there perfectly. That's just what I wanted to show you. So give you ideas of what you can put in these. Not to mention all kinds of little candies, because it does hold a lot of candy. You can just decorate these to your heart's content, these little boxes. So easy to decorate, so easy to assemble. I have one unassembled just to show you, and then I'll show you the last box. So this is unassembled. Okay, you just sort of fold. I know I've done this in other videos, but I don't know where you're coming from. I don't know when you got to YouTube, when you found my channel. I hope you subscribe if you're new here, but I'm just going to show how to assemble this box in case you haven't seen it already. So these are called the Love You Always treat boxes. They'll be linked in the description. I'm just folding along all the score lines. I'm folding these little flaps up because they're going to stay inside the box. So now that I got everything folded along the score lines, I need to get rid of this. This is the inside liner, food safe box. I'm going to get that out of the way by putting it out in that direction. And I'm just going to fold in the sides of the Love You Always treat box. And I'm going to go like that. Hold that side, and then we're going to do it to that side. And then we put this one in. And there you go. And now we can put the inside in. So they're super easy to assemble and super strong. And then you just pop this open. If you're going to do any stamping on it, you're going to stamp it while it's flat. And then you can decorate your box with your paper. I like to decorate it while it's like big like that. I mean, not big, while it's open. So when I put the adhesive on it, it stays on there and I can hold my paper. And that's how I decorate it all, with these pieces of designer series paper, which I can use either side for. Then I decorate the sides of the boxes. Okay, and that's how I came up with that. So I've been making a lot of these. I'm ready to make one more. I didn't assemble it on purpose so you could see that there's no mystery there as to how that is assembled. I wanted to do that part in the video. All right, last box. Let's see what's in this box. Life can get kind of prickly. Okay, and fun stuff. More Tic Tacs. They're fun to put in there, the big Tic Tacs, and a nice green sponge. And it's collapsed. It's a small, like it's collapsed, meaning as soon as you wet that sponge, it's going to get bigger and expand. So hopefully there's not too much humidity, so it stays in the box nicely. So those are all just different ideas of what you can put in here. I've also fit it for my last month's paper pumpkin kit that was called Berry Comforting. I put little bath fizzies that were shaped like bears because that went with the bear theme. I thought there's more. You know what? It feels like there should be a hand sanitizer. Oh, that is the hand sanitizer. Okay, good. Whew, just making sure. Okay, last gifts. Anyway, so my point is just giving you ideas of what to put in those. They make great gifts. You can fit bath fizzies. You can fit lots of candies and different things in there. Tea bags, which I showed you earlier, lip balm, etc. Okay, and here is a little diaper fold. You take a 6-inch piece of paper and you fold it into a diaper fold treat pouch. And it holds a Ghirardelli chocolate square, or a tea bag and a mini Ghirardelli chocolate square, or a tea bag and a Hershey miniature treat. So these are all these ideas that you can do, all these things. It just took me a few days and no instructions. I mean, I just made them. I just made this up as I went along. I hope you feel free to use the ideas that you saw today for your own designs. I just sort of my process is I cut out a lot of card bases and fold them and score them. I cut out, wrong suite. I cut out a lot of strips of paper. I cut out a lot of, I die cut a lot of white pieces ahead of time. And then when I'm all ready, I do my stamping on all my sentiments and I get loads of sentiments ready. I put them in my bucket of crafty goodness, meaning this is like my little, there's not much left in my bucket of crafty goodness, but this is stamped in Pear Pizzazz. I make little sentiments. I punch out the little felt things. I have a couple extra things on my other bucket. And then what I do is I get out my adhesive and I do all the assembling. Okay, I just start assembling and I make up the designs as I go along, making each one unique. Okay, so that's how I do it. That's how I get a lot done, is by cutting out a lot of pieces ahead of time. And this is only partially what you can make from one product medley, because you get 48 sheets of designer series paper. I didn't come close to using up all the felt embellishments. I didn't come close to using up all the linen thread, or close to even using up all this designer series paper. I just finally had to stop because I thought I have a really good variety to show and I needed to start giving some of these things away. So that's where I said, let me just stop now and show my crafty friends some ideas of what you can make with this product medley. So you know where to get it. I showed you earlier, it's in our mini catalog, and I'm going to have a link to the exact product in the description of this video very soon after I upload this. So that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this. This is the Papered Chef.